Hello and welcome back. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do so now. Just hit that subscribe button. It's free and we can be sure to see each other again. Today, I'm talking about my Mulberry Bayswater bag. And this is the most classic bag from Mulberry. There are a lot of bags that they call the Bayswater, but this was the original style of the Bayswater. They now call this the Heritage Bayswater. There's even a new Bayswater that's very similar to this, but has some differences that I'll kind of point out to you. I don't know all the differences because I don't have that bag, but I will show you what the classic or Heritage Bayswater looks like. Now, for it to be in the most classic Bayswater, it would need to be the oak color. If you are a true purist and you want the classic, it would be the what they're now calling the Heritage Bayswater in oak. And then they also have several leathers. And the most classic bag was a type of leather, I forget what they call it, but it does, if it gets rained on, it gets water spots. It can age beautifully, but it also does age. So there are a lot of different leather options and different color options. For me, I'm pretty sure this is the goat skin bag, and I got it in navy. So it is treated a little bit and it is more water resistant. And why did I choose navy? You know, as a designer, it's interesting because I always think, well, I should be able to find any kind of neutral any time of the year. And in really any year, but that's not true. For some reason, navy and also gray from a lot of designers are considered seasonal colors. For me, they're two of my favorite neutrals. So if I see a bag in navy or gray, if I know that there's a bag that I've wanted and it's available in navy or gray, I tend to do that because I know that those are two colors I will like forever and will go with everything, and that I may not be able to get again soon. So if I ever get another one of these, I might get it in oak, and who knows, I might get it in gray or some other color. This is what Mulberry calls its postman lock. That's their word, not mine, postman lock. And mine has the mulberry tree on it. I think now they're a little bit different. I'm not sure if they have the tree. My hardware is in silver. Again, if you want to be a purist, the most classic would be brass. So it would be the oak color with brass. I really liked the navy with the silver hardware. It has two rolled handles. It has a little clochette here. And in this clochette, it does have a little lock. Oh, it's a little spring lock. You know what? I don't think it has a key. It's just a little spring lock. So that's the clochette. It has the mulberry tree on it. You can get it monogrammed. I didn't do that, but here it is. Now, what's interesting about this bag, there's several interesting things about it, but this is a good kind of briefcase bag. The dimensions of this bag are about 10.5 by 14.25 by 6.5. So let me give you a 360 of this bag. Here's the front, side, back, other side, and you'll see these straps. I'll show you later that this bag can widen. And then this bag does have feet on the bottom, which is nice. So, when you set it down, it's resting on feet and not the leather. Now let's take a look inside. It's the classic twist lock. There's no magnet. You just open it. The flap has those slits in it to accommodate the handle. And when you look inside, the inside is just navy suede. It's the inside of this leather. And it's pretty much one big deep pocket with, there are two slip pockets here, two separate pockets. This is the Mulberry, little logo Mulberry tree. And then there's also this zippered pocket with a bunch of stuff in it. And then there's also a zippered pocket. Now, the deal with these straps is that if you can see on the inside here, I hope you can see this, that there are buckles. And you can undo, I have it set on the second buckle, and that is because I put a Samorga in it. But you can tighten this, here's one of the holes here. You can tighten it to where it is really like that. And then you can loosen it all the way to where there would be no pleat here, that it would just be square. So the way that for a long time I carried this bag without the Samorga in it. And for me, it carried a lot, and on occasion I still carry it without a Samorga. If there are particularly big things that I want to carry, that would be like on a photo shoot or something, if I'm carrying a bunch of shoes and bags or you know, different things. But generally speaking, I carry it with the Samorga. So here's the Samorga that I chose. I chose the blue just because it matches it. I usually like to get a Samorga that's reasonably light because it's, you know, it's easier to see what's in your bag. There's a pocket here. This pocket will hold my MacBook Air. There are 3 pockets here, a couple pockets here, and then the pen pocket, and then this center thing that will pull out. It's just Velcroed in, and you could take this center part out. There's another Samorga that I sometimes use with this bag that functions a little differently. It has the water bottle thing. There are different variations depending on what you want to use. I have found that for me, for work, this is the best one. And the way that I place it is I put it so that the computer is closest to me when it's in the bag. So I will show you that. So here it is with the Samorga in it. For me, this just makes this bag more functional in that I just feel more organized. And, you know, it's not that everything is rolling around in the bottom of a dark bag. I don't remember the strap drop. I will measure that and put it for you somewhere up here. And what I will say about the strap drop is that for me, I can get it over my shoulder, but not if I have a coat on. So it's comfortable here. It will fall off my shoulder sometimes, or at least one. And for me, if I just put the top over that, it locks it into place better. Now, when I was looking at the dimensions of the newer one, it seems to me that they might have elongated this strap a little bit. I will check that out and let you know in the comments below. That is one of the things that I wish this bag did have, would be just a slightly longer drop. But let me show you how this bag looks on. So here's the bag. And, you know, a lot of times I just carry it like a briefcase. You can also easily carry it like this and like this. So it's a pretty big bag. For me, definitely a work bag. So that's how that looks. So let's see what fits inside. Now, I do use this Samorga, and you could probably fit even more inside of it if you don't use it. But for me, it's the way that I normally carry it. So I always start wallet, phone, and keys. Here is my Louis Vuitton zippy wallet, and I just put it in one of these middle things. Slides perfectly in. The keys, there are 2 big pockets and then 3 smaller pockets, but even the small are not that small. I usually put the keys toward me. It just makes it easier for me to know where they are and find it. And the phone, this is an iPhone 8. I normally put right in the back there. So those are my minimum basics for what I would carry: wallet, phone, and keys. Of course, you can carry a lot more in this bag. Here's my MacBook Air. So this is an older one. But, you know, I guess they're about the same size. You see it fits right in that pocket. And by putting it toward me, it just distributes the weight more, it better distributes the weight for me. I find it easier to carry if that's toward me. These center pockets are very versatile, and a lot can go in them. So the other thing I tend to put in the center pocket is this Louis Vuitton 15. Cosmetic bag, and then my Louis Vuitton day planner, or whatever they call it. Now again, this is not the smallest, it's the next up from the smallest. I think it's called a small or personal, and it will go right down in that other pocket. So I hope you can see how that is looking. Now the other thing that I'll put in a pocket a lot of times is my sunglasses, and I'll put it in one of the bigger pockets. And then most of the other things I carry down in the bag. Sometimes I might put readers in case anybody around me happens to need a reader. I can put that in there, and also a hairbrush. And then business cards. I get those all in this pocket next to the sunglasses. So what's nice about this is when I go to reach in, I know, because I put things in roughly the same spot, I know where they are most of the time. Then if it were raining, I would also take an umbrella, and the umbrella I just put in sort of this big area between the two, and I would also take a pair of shoes. And this is just a little pair of shoes that fold flat, and I can take that. I like to have this in case I want to go somewhere. If I'm wearing uncomfortable shoes and I need to walk in the city, we have cobblestone streets, or if it's raining, it's just easier to throw these on. So there you go. So that's a lot of stuff in this bag. This is everything that I would need for work. You could also get a planner or a portfolio in there. If you don't have the Samorga in, or if it's not raining and you're not carrying your umbrella and the shoes, you could also fit an evening bag in there, which is nice. So if I'm going to work and then I'm going out afterward and I don't want to carry this big bag to work, I'll just put an evening bag in there and carry that. Let me close this up with everything in it. And there it is. Now it is pretty heavy. It's heavy because I have a lot in it, including the computer. But it all fits, looks professional, and I love it. Regarding wear and tear, I've had this bag, I would say 6 or 7 years. I'm not sure when the Navy came out, we could look that up, but I think about 6 or 7 years. I don't have a Mulberry store near me. I call the one generally in Washington, D.C., and that's who shipped this to me, or in the Vienna Mall. But overall, I think wear and tear on this bag has been very good. I have seen, though, that this bag does age pretty well. There are some people, especially if you don't carry it with a Samorga, it will sort of start to get a little saggy and slouchy. And it's kind of interesting because I've seen people where it's all mushy and it sounds bad, but it actually ages pretty well. And then if you don't want that mushy look, you just throw a Samorga in it, and then it sort of pops back up to looking like this. I always carry the Samorga in it, which probably has made it hold up a lot better, because I have carried this bag almost every day. I carried it almost every day for a couple of years, actually for 3 years, in one studio I had downtown. So this bag has actually gotten a whole lot of wear. Now let's move on to the pros and cons. The pros of this bag is I think it's a great work bag. It carries everything that I need for it to carry, and it looks very professional. And for me, in this color, I can carry this almost every day with almost anything that I would be wearing all year round. Navy is a good summer, spring color, as well as a good fall, winter color for me. It also doesn't have a lot of logos. For me, that's a big deal. I prefer it not to have a lot of logos, but it is the classic, or now they call it heritage, Mulberry Bayswater. So people do know what it is if they know what it is. And I have had people come and ask me about it, because when I first started carrying this bag, you didn't see very many in the US, and I think you still don't see all that many in the US. It's an English company, and I think it's much more common to see it in England than it is here. So some people had seen it probably on YouTube and will stop me and ask me if they can take a closer look at it. The other pro for me is that it does close. It closes completely, and I like that in a bag. I like for it to close, especially a downtown work bag. I like for it to feel secure and closed. Other pros, it has a zippered compartment inside. If there's, so this doesn't zip shut, but it does close, but there is a zippered compartment inside. If there's something that you have that you want to make sure doesn't fall out, there is that. I also think that it's a pretty durable bag. I can carry this in the rain. Believe me, I have been in some downpours with this bag. And I like that it looks good when it wears over time, so that I know that I can carry this for a number of years and it will look very good. Another pro for me is that the bag has feet and it can just sit. It doesn't fall over. You can put it on the desk or the table and it sits upright, and I appreciate that. A lot of bags just sort of flop over, and I don't like that at all. Okay, here are the cons of this bag for me. For me, I would have liked a little bit better strap job. I would have liked it better if it were just a little bit longer and I could put it over my shoulder when I'm wearing my big winter coat. That can get irritating for me that I can't do that. Another thing is, because this goes down, This happens a lot where, so I'm always messing with this clochette, and that's the reason that some people take it off. Another negative of this bag for me is that it can be a little bit awkward when you're trying to get in and out of it. So it's great for a work bag when you get to work and you have everything you need. But when you are just out shopping, I go for lunch, it can be kind of awkward. I can't just open it while I'm wearing it. I have to set it down on a table and then open it, get into it. And then it can be kind of cumbersome to close it. Because it needs to push all the way in there, and sometimes it needs a little resistance. So it can really be a two-handed thing to close it. If I am just out and about and I have to open it, get something out, and then, and I'm sort of wearing it and standing up and closing it, it can be a bit fussy sometimes. So that's it. This is my review on the Mulberry Bayswater Heritage bag. As you know, I think every bag is for a man or a woman or anybody who feels connected to it, and I think this is a great work bag for just about anybody. Let me know what you think about the bag. Do you like it? Do you not like it? What color do you like it in? Have you ever thought about getting one, and have you ever seen it in person? I'd love to hear from you in the comments below. Bye for now.